icyo rero twasaba kandi twabwira abanyarwanda.
What we ask from Rwandans is to keep supporting His Excellency Paul Kagame because he has been a role model and a backbone for us. So we need to keep supporting him because we know he is the one who can help us reach the development we dream of as a country. If we would get facilitated by Minagri or RAB to get an irrigation system that farmers would keep on doing their work despite the long summer, we would be really grateful. The young people out here need to have the working spirit in them, and they know that everyone can start, and they need to know that everyone can start with a big capital. Life can't be the same for everyone, you know. Just as usual, today we're back teaching people about farming of different crops. We mainly use social medias for our education, and that is because technology has come with fast sensitization of information through social medias. So we took the advantage of it, and we are now using all social medias available in Rwanda. We used ICYUZUZO TV as our username, be it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn. You can access our agriculture content for free with just a click on your phone. Today we are visiting someone from Huye district. We are always eager to visit farmers to show people that there are people who did it and encourage them to join too. We visit all the districts in our country whenever we get the information that can be useful to people, and it is our duty to get it to the people, to share it to them. It is our contribution to the development of our country. We are deeply thankful to Purdue University and Scientific Animation Without Borders, SOBO, for funding our cause and make sure that this video they get to many people as possible. We ask the NGOs and other companies in Rwanda that work with agriculture-based programs to work with us as we improve farming in Rwanda. We ask not only the local NGOs but the international NGOs too. It is our duty as people to improve farming. We all know that the population in Africa all over the world rise every year, and the land we have doesn't increase. So we need to teach people modern farming that brings more harvest when you're doing agriculture on a small plot of land. And there is no other effective way to educate them about it than this. It is for that reason we visit different professional farmers in a way of encouraging people from all over the world that they can do it too. It is not only farmers, we are targeting the investors too. Most of them don't really have time to sit down and watch the news, but the YouTube has solved that problem. Now a phone can be a radio and a TV at the same time. All you have to do is upload the content, which is what we do. And even what's better, you can find a certain video despite the time that has passed since it has been uploaded. So investors, whenever you get time, watch this and know how profitable agriculture can be, and please invest and employ our people. Anyways, without further ado, let us talk to the visitor of today. He is located in Huye district, Mukura sector, Bukomeye cell. He is somehow older, and you know what that means. It means he has more experience. Hello, my name is Aphrodis Kabajama. I live in Tumba sector, but I work from here where you found me. When did you first think of starting to farm? It has not really been that long because it's only 3 years since I started farming. At first, I had land that I did not use. I used it to plant plants like sweet potatoes and beans just for my household. But then when I bought more land, I had an idea that I should probably use this land for something more important. The first idea was to plant fruits. I did it, but it was more of trying. But in me, I had hope that it can work. I started a nursery with 5 different plants. That is what I wanted to put in the most efforts and money. Those 5 plants were 3 tomatoes, passion fruits, apples, oranges, and later on I tried avocados too. But then, after starting, I realized that some of them were not compatible with the type of soil I have, like 3 tomatoes. So I stopped even growing them. Even passion fruits, I grow them only as a way to make a fence for my plot. Now, I'm left with avocados, apples, and oranges in all its 4 types, namely Washington, Valencia, Mandolin, and lemon. So, how did the idea to grow fruits come? Why is it the one you chose from all other ideas you had? I'm sure you had many. Usually, I'm passionate about agriculture, and more than that, I like fresh food that was harvested from your own plot of land, not having to go to the market to buy them. I'm a believer that if you have a plot of land, you should have some essential plants in your own plot, not having to buy everything. I planted vegetables near my house, so it was more of upgrading to large-scale farming because I was really doing it already. Did you ever do agriculture in school? Because most of the people are afraid of farming unless they did it in school or have more knowledge about it. No, I did not do agriculture. In fact, I did nursing in high school and laws in university, and that is what I currently do. People are always surprised by how much I love farming when it's far from everything I ever learned. But I try to manage my time very well so that I can fit in both my day job and farming in the time I have. Usually it's not common to find people who grow up apples in southern province. It is rather now started in eastern province. So was it not challenging to start as the first one in the southern province? For the first time, when I had this idea, I had heard that we eat apples from South Africa or Kenya, that we don't grow them in Rwanda. So I took an initiative to try and grow it when I started that nursery. They are challenging a lot, I can tell you that. Imagine I started the nursery with 5,000 seeds. I had germinated and only 1,000 were successful enough to make seedlings. After that, when I planted those 1,000 that grew, they became really good plants. They grow very well. They are even very compatible with the type of soil I have here. Now, if all goes well, there is hope that we will be eating apples grown in Rwanda very soon. How much land do you have? And on what each of the plant you grow planted on? Apples are planted on around 1 hectare, avocados are planted on 1.5 hectares, and oranges are planted on 0.5 hectare. You told us you started saying it was only a trial. Did you grow to love it? Does it look like it will give you the harvest you expected? Well, I still think of it as a trial, but as days go by, I get hope that I will one day do it as a very big project that is profitable. Agriculture projects are not easy, especially capital-wise, and mostly in Africa, where we are not facilitated with advanced tools that can help us improve our farming, like, for example, an irrigation system. Don't you think that time will come and It will consume you a lot of money and you will give it up. I'm a believer that everything you do with all your efforts, you must care more about the bigger picture than what you are investing in at the time, especially when you have not yet reached your goals. That is why when I see my plants growing, looking good and healthy, it gives me courage. It shows me that one day they will give back the profit and all my money and efforts will be worth it in the end. Before we go further, looking around, I can see the cassava trees. What's your plan with them? You didn't tell us about them. Well, I didn't say it because these are not really in my bigger picture, but they help me to care properly for my fruits trees. When I apply fertilizers on them or when it's time to do the weeding, I work on them simultaneously. They keep me busy as we wait for the fruits to start giving the harvest, and it keeps the fruit trees healthy and cared for. Which type is this cassava? This is the normal type of cassava that is for eating. I got its seedlings from somewhere else when I thought it can be compatible with my soil. And you never know, if it proved to be giving much harvest, I would probably think of broadening my agricultural activities. How much land do you think you grow your crops on? All of it in total? I think between 6 to 8 hectares. Well, as people can see, if you look to the sidelines of your plot, you can see you planted Napier grass. Why? One of the things I put too much effort for while doing my farming is to prevent my plot from soil erosion. As a farmer, to see all your plants and soil eroded is one of the saddest things that can happen to you. When I first started, in the rain season, all my plants would get ruined. So when I upgraded to large-scale farming, I put efforts in finding different techniques to prevent or reduce soil erosion. That is when I planted Napier grass. But besides that, I feed this grass to my domestic animals. Sometimes, when the rain is too much, it erodes the fertilizers and the soil from the middle of the plantation. But then it is not that much of a loss because all the eroded matter gets stuck in the grass and it becomes the fertilizer for it. I don't have its seeds in my nursery either. I had to go to find it elsewhere. I got it from Gisagara district and now I have planted all 6 different types of it. Removing plastic bags on the tree is very good for the plant. You have to give it the space to grow in. When the plastic bag is left on for a long time after grafting, you choke the tree in a way that it can grow. So after some time, when you think that your scion is stuck properly, you have to remove that plastic bag. You have to remove that plastic bag for it to grow and let it absorb the nutrient it needs. So these plastic bags are really necessary in grafting. Yeah, they help in grafting process and they keep out the dirt or other viruses that can attack the scion or the stalk. So basically it's like putting a band-aid on a wound. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Is the grafting process really necessary though? Yeah, it is very important on plants like this. If you don't, they can grow, yes, but they wouldn't grow as effectively or they would grow on a very slow pace. Grafting helps them grow quicker and it helps them produce the good fruits. Can you tell us how you do your grafting process? Do you just pick a tree randomly? No, you can't pick science from just anywhere. You have to first find trees that look healthy and are disease resisting. That's where you get your science from. If you're not careful and pick one that has some diseases, it will spread in all your plants. All the grafting can fail, and then all your efforts have been wasted for nothing. Is grafting also needed for apples? Yeah, just like any other plant, apples need grafting to grow quicker and give a large harvest, as I said earlier. I think growing apples should be done more because it is a plant that is profitable. What you need to do is to think out of your comfort zone and try introducing new plants in our farming besides the common ones everyone grow. You can dare to be different, to be creative, to be innovative, because that's what we are lacking in our community as farmers. When I started, I never thought it will be possible that they will grow either. But after seeing how the first harvesting was, I believe without doubt that they will give more harvest in the next harvesting season. So you have harvested already? Yeah, I harvested once. The harvest wasn't big that I had to sell them, but it gave me the ones to eat at home. Usually, there are activities that go hand in hand, like growing crops and raising livestock, because we all know they support each other. They have to be done simultaneously, especially when you're farming or a big plot of land. Buying the fertilizers that can be applied on a land that is more than 1 hectare would be really hard. So having your own fertilizer really comes in handy. My livestock farming isn't large scale. I only raise cows, goats, and rabbits that can help around the house when we need meat.
N'ihene n'inkwavu zishobora gufasha mu rugo zo kurya.
Turacyari mu minsi ijana yo kwibuka jenoside yakorewe abatutsi.
Currently, we are in the 100 days of commemorating the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi, showing the world that we have rebuilt the country and reconciliated. That goes with the top-tier security that has been around in these past 30 years. And all that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for His Excellency Paul Kagame. As a Rwandan waiting for the elections day on 15th of July this year, what can you tell other Rwandans?
Urakoze kumbaza iki kibazo.
Thank you a lot for that question. I'll start by giving my thanks to our President Paul Kagame. He has carried us through life when we were hopeless and had no zeal for living again. He brought back peace to us when we had given up on life. And now, 30 years after the genocide against the Tutsi, the future is looking bright. The country has been rebuilt in all aspects, and we have no doubt that if it continues like this, our kids and their kids will inherit a beautiful country, and a safe one at that. What we ask from Rwandans is to keep supporting His Excellency Paul Kagame because he has been a role model and a backbone for us. So we need to keep supporting him because we know he is the one who can help us reach the development we dream of as a country.
Hari byinshi azatugezaho mu gihe kiri imbere. Urubyiruko ruri hanze rugomba gukura amaboko mu mifuka rugatekereza gukora.
The young people out here need to have the working spirit in them. They need to know that everyone can start with a big capital. Life can never be the same for everyone, so everyone can start their projects with millions and millions. Small capitals can start business too. Most of these projects you see that has been very successful, they also started small. So don't be afraid to start your business with 100 or 200k if that's what your means can afford. So please, young people, abolish those wrong mindsets and get to work.
Tugana ku musozo ni iki wabwira abazakurikirana iki kiganiro?
As we get to the end of our video, what message can you give the people who are watching this right now, Rwandans or not? Let me tell you something I believe in. I am a Christian, and as Christians we believe that everything is possible through Christ who gives us strength. So I believe that every activity, especially a business, is a journey. You encounter a lot of problems in it. Like for a farming business, seeing how the climate change has been messed up nowadays, we are having long summers and very little rain, which cause damages to your plants, but you shouldn't be discouraged by that. Instead, you should find the mitigation measures on how you can get around it, because you can fail once, twice, but eventually things work out for the best in the end. I would like to say something else too. There is no extraordinary power needed to do something you want, as long as you want it bad enough. There is literally nothing you can do, and that is the reason I was encouraging the youth to create businesses within their means. I would also like to put in a request with Minagri or RAB to facilitate us with an irrigation system. With how our climate has been changing over the time, most of the times we are having long summers which ruin our farming and affects the harvest at large. So if they helped us farmers to get that irrigation system, we would be very, very grateful. And more than that, we would be reducing the problem of food insecurity, as we would be using all the 3 seasons of farming fully. How many employers do you have currently? Well, currently the permanent ones are between 30 and 50, but when it gets really busy, we can even employ between 80 to 100 people who can work daily. Would you like to give out your contact for anyone who would want further information? Of course. My number is 0.7Hectare 44787. Thank you very much for giving us this talk. ICYUZUZO TV, the voice of agriculture and livestock.